making it memorable. How to make any kind of information memorable. A one-word answer: imagination. Napoleon once said, imagination rules the world. Change information to make it memorable. As long as you can transform it back to its original when the time comes. Learn it in a form your mind can handle. Make it memorable through imagination. So here's imagination training. 4 everyday words. Picture one in your mind with as much clarity and in as much detail as possible. Box, tree, car, cake. Box, tree, car, cake. Add some sense information. Return to each item and imagine it from different angles. Walk around it. See it from above. Getting inside it and looking out. Imagine touching the item. What does it feel like? Is there a smell, a sound, or taste to it? Add as many details as you can to your imaginary pictures. Next, practice making information unusual. Anything is possible in the imagination. So make each of the 4 images as unusual as possible. You could visualize the object in a strange place, or doing odd things, or becoming very large, or incredibly small. Exaggerate to make the images bizarre and memorable. Feelings are also important. To practice the skill of inventing emotional reactions to information, go back to the first word box. You already have a memorable image in your mind. But your task now is to imagine destroying it. How would you go about wrecking the box? How would you feel? What would it feel like if you ripped it apart, set it on fire, or attack it with a chainsaw? Imagine you're scared of the tree. How could you imagine it to make it the most frightening thing in the world? Turn the car into a source of hysterical fun. How could you picture it so that it made you roar with laughter? Finally, invent an embarrassing moment involving the cake. Participating in an activity and imagine the feeling of utter embarrassment. You need to make things visual, unusual, 3-dimensional, stimulating to the senses and the emotions. As soon as a piece of information has been given these characteristics, it can then be connected with others in a memorable pattern. It's like inventing a story about your material. Each item becomes one step in the story, promoting you to remember the next. Think of comic strip, cartoon comedy, comic book or magazine, stories told in pictures. One item can be transformed into another or explode and release an image. You can imagine joining items together, putting one on top of the other, seeing something bizarre and memorable to the next item on the list. Remember, anything, absolutely anything is possible in your imagination. The story must not utterly not have any real logic. Only the connections you create